Sometimes you lovely people ask me to do a career mode with a specific team, and it's not always possible. So I've decided today, instead of doing a multi-episode series, we are going to take over a club for just one video and see how much we can win. I've not set a season limit, so we are free to go as many seasons into the future as we want. But when our time is up, we'll see how much we've won at the end of the video. And I'm going to the Bundesliga today because recently I've been asking for suggestions as to where we go next in our manager career mode. And the Bundesliga is where we are playing. And this team has been suggested by some of you, but I've decided I'm not going to use it for our manager career mode. So it makes sense to take them over for one video and see how much we can win. So with that being said, do stay tuned on the channel because there will be a poll in the community section coming out very soon, which will be to vote on which team we go with for our next manager career mode. As always, a huge thank you for all of your incredible support. I am hugely appreciative of each and every single one of you out there who continue to watch my videos, continue to support what I do. Leave me lovely comments, likes, subscriptions, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I cannot thank you enough for all of the support. Hopefully, I'll continue to entertain you with the videos. Without further ado, let's jump into this. I hope you're all doing fantastic, having an awesome day. Let's see the team that we are taking over today to win as much as we can. And that team is none other than Borussia Dortmund. They hold a special place in my heart. I have been with Dortmund in previous My Player career modes, had so much success. I like the fact that they are willing to give youth players a chance and make a name for themselves. Sancho, Bellingham, just two to mention who have come through and made a name for themselves at Dortmund after signing from other clubs from England. And then, of course, being English, they are going to help, hopefully, England one day win a World Cup. That is my hope anyway. But yeah, Dortmund is the team we're taking over today to win as much as we can. So let's jump into this. Now, usually I use pounds whenever I do a manager career mode, even if I'm not in England and I'm managing in, let's say, Germany or Italy or France or anywhere like that. But today I'm going to be using euros because Dortmund are in Germany and they use euros, so why not? I'm also going to put the negotiation strictness to strict as well. I believe the European group should have been sorted out properly, so let me have a quick look at that and just make sure that we are good to go. I believe Dortmund are in a group with City, Sevilla and Copenhagen, so looks good to me. Let's go. The way that this video is going to work is that we will sim through the season, but we can play any finals that we reach. So they're the only games we will play, or maybe we'll also play the games where we lift the trophy as well if we are to win the league. But of course, the first job is to take over as the dominant team in Germany, beat Bayern, and then go on to European glory as well. As I say, we've got as many seasons as we want to be able to do this video today, but we'll just see what we can do in the way of trophies. Squad, let's take a quick look at it because they've got some really good players, Borussia Dortmund, but they've also got some players who we probably need to look to sell on. So I'm going to quickly scroll through the list and you can see all of the players here. And what I'll do is I will update you at different parts through the season to show you exactly who's left, who's joined. But unless there's like a big signing, I'll update you as and when we make that signing happen. The other thing to mention as well is that I do apologise if I sell any of your favourite players. At the end of the day, I'm making decisions to try and improve the squad, and if I do sell one of your favourite players, I can only apologise for that. Okay, so we've just played the Super Cup against Bayern, and we've just ended up winning the Super Cup with a 3-1 victory. I decided because I, as manager, hadn't reached the Super Cup myself, I shouldn't play it, and I expected to lose it, but after the sim, we won it anyway. So any future ones, we will play because we've got there with us as manager. First transfer that we have made as Dortmund manager, Jeremy Frimpong in from Leverkusen. We weaken a rival while strengthening us. So I feel like this is a very good transfer for us to make. And we complete a objective from the board. And it'll be our starting right back for a number of years now. And the ability to unlock a defense is something that you always need. And to do that, you need a fantastic passer. Yuri Tielemans has joined for £60 million from Leicester. He's been linked with a lot of clubs in real life, but he's still a Leicester player, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him stay at the King Power Stadium. But in this particular world, or this universe, he's joined Dortmund. So the transfer window is closed. Let's take you through the deals that have happened. Mori left for 5.8 million. Kamara's gone out on loan. Koulibaly out on loan as well. Bino Gitten's out on loan. Adeyemi's gone out on loan. If you're wondering why, I've decided to loan Adeyemi and, in fact, Youssoufa Moukoko. I want to see if they'll progress whilst out on loan. If not, we'll get them back and we'll try and involve them in first-team football. I just thought for this first season, with Adeyemi being 75 rated and so too Moukoko, they weren't maybe good enough to be in the starting 11 just yet. So that's why I've loaned them out. As I scroll through, Thorgan Hazard's left. Fischer's gone out on loan to Palermo. He's already grown by 2 overalls as well, I think, because he was 60 when he started. Munier's gone to Porto. Frimpong joined from Leverkusen for 50 million. Wolf went to Bologna. Tielemans joining for 60. And Papadopoulos as well, leaving for £2 million. We'll take a look at the top deal of the window, which is Harry Kane to PSG, 145 million. Then Hernandez to Man United and Schick to Real Madrid. January of Season 1 is upon us, and as you can see, we are in 5th in the Bundesliga. 17 games played. We play 34 in a season. And right now, if we look at the top of the Bundesliga, you won't be surprised to see Bayern Munich are leading the way. Leverkusen 2nd, Frankfurt 3rd, Leipzig 4th. But it is pretty close between 2nd and us down in 5th. And then there's a big gap to Stuttgart in 6th. So, all to play for in this one. And I wasn't expecting to win the Bundesliga title straight away. So I imagine Bayern will be champions come the end of the season. Deutsche Pokal, we are into the quarterfinals. We'll take on Hertha Berlin in this one. Mats Hummels has agreed a deal to join Newcastle for €14.5 million. He had a contract expiring at the end of the season. We gave him a new deal, but his overall has been decreasing as we've gone through this 6-month spell. So, yeah, we decided to sell him to Newcastle. I don't think we'll look to replace him because right now, if I show you our finances, we do have around about 27 million. But I'm quite happy with Schlotterbeck and Schürrle right now in our defence. So we'll wait till next season and then go from there. Also, one thing I wanted to mention was I sent my scouts out and we saw a player called Abraham Amos from Ghana, because that is where we sent one of our scouts. We actually missed signing him to our youth academy. He's been picked up by Mallorca and he has the potential to be special. So I'm scouting him and we'll look to sign him and bring him to Dortmund. As I say, we missed out getting him into our youth academy because I just didn't look at the scout report quick enough. And when I did go to look at him, he'd already signed for Mallorca. But we'll try and sign him back at the end of this season or into next year. In terms of the Champions League, we finished 3rd in the group, sadly. So we are knocked into the Europa League preliminary round. Sevilla and City were the 2 sides to advance through our group. It was a pretty tough group though, so yeah. And in the Europa League preliminary round, we will play against UCDAFC, which is Dublin, and you'd expect us to get through this game. And the Europa League has seen us take on Roma for the semi-finals. 2 legs, the first of which is in Germany, as Guerrero has an injury, so he won't be able to play here. We'll see what the result will be. It's a 4-1 defeat. That's a heavy defeat to Roma at home. Highly doubt we'll make it through. Second leg was a 2-0 defeat, so 6-1 on aggregates, as we're knocked out of the Europa League in the semi-finals. At the end of the season in the Bundesliga, we have finished 2nd. 15 points behind Bayern. That is a lot of points to try and find into Season 2 to try and get closer to them. We finish a point ahead of Leipzig, a point ahead of Leverkusen, but it will be Champions League football again for Dortmund next year. But as I say, we take on Frankfurt for the Deutsche Pokal final. It's a chance at silverware, and of course, as I say, I'm going to be playing all the finals we reach. After they beat Hoffenheim in the semi-finals, we beat Leipzig 2-1 to get here. So we'll see if we're able to win our first trophy, and then we'll round up this season, show you the squad, head into Season 2. 2 lineups on your screen for this one. Schulz in at left-back due to injury to Guerrero, but it's Schlotterbeck, Schürrle and Frimpong also in the back 4. Kobel in goal, now 89 rated. Bellingham, Tielemans in midfield with Royce in front of them. Marlon, Haller and Reina as the front 3 for Dortmund. Might be Royce's final goodbye for Borussia Dortmund as captain, and then we'll give the armband to Bellingham, who will captain this Borussia Dortmund side for the rest of the video. But what a goodbye it could be for Royce by lifting the Deutsche Pokal. Trap goes long with the goal kick, sent in the air. Frimpong will challenge, and Frimpong comes away with the ball as well. Now Sebastian Haller waiting for the run of Royce, who now does give him that run. Marco Reus, can he get a captain's goal to put Dortmund in front in the Deutsche Pokal finals? Of course he can! Captain, fantastic! Marco Reus has given Dortmund the lead. And the fans inside the ground go nuts as Borussia Dortmund take an early lead against Frankfurt. And it was a beautiful move. Haller through to Royce. Royce with a convincing finish at the end. Bellingham out wide for Schulz. Schulz inside to Marlon. Donyell Marlon on the turn. Can turn away and look for an opportunity to play forwards. He's got Bellingham for support again. Bellingham out wide for Schulz once more. Cross into the box is good. Haller's looking to attack it. It's away initially. Bellingham will pick it back up though for Dortmund and look back out towards Schulz again, who will whip another delivery in for Haller! Sebastian Haller has given Dortmund a 2-0 lead. 25 minutes in, Dortmund dreamland. And it doesn't stop there for Dortmund as they are on the ball again. Giovanni Reyna, he will find Royce. Royce back for Reyna. And Reyna's been playing right wing for us this season. He's away from the challenger Pellegrini. Gio Reyna into the box, across for Schürrle, who I don't know what he's doing up here, but he's just made it 3 for Dortmund, and that's game over here. There's no way back for Frankfurt now. But what on earth is Schürrle doing in the box? Frimpong, Kolo Muani trying to get through as the ball will bounce his way, and he's found the finish. It is a tremendous finish as well by Kolo Muani. I'm not quite sure how Frankfurt got the chance though. With their first shot of the game, they have taken it. And it's credit to Kolo Muani, whose brilliance in front of goal has given them a lifeline. Schlotterbeck, Tielemans. Haller is very deep here because he's had to get on the ball. What a ball it was from Tielemans to Royce! 4-1 Dortmund! Another one for our captain. Tielemans picks him out and Royce does the rest. Sebastian Haller dropped really deep to get on the ball and then played back. And eventually the ball found its way forward to Royce, who'd almost popped up in that striker position. After Kolo Muani's goal and then the bit of a scare with Kamada's effort, it looks like we are going to go on and lift the Deutsche Pokal trophy at the end of this. That's a good ball across the face of goal. Nobody can get there in a Frankfurt shirt yet. Gertz's ball back as they will look to finish the game strongly. Ball into the box. Kamada challenges. Gregor Kobel thinks about coming out and on the second time does. And there's full time. Dortmund are champions of the Deutsche Pokal. First trophy of the video done. I won't show you all of the individual leagues, but I'll show you who's won what in the way of continental competitions. Chelsea are Champions League winners with a 2-1 victory over Sevilla. The Europa League, which we were in the semi-finals for, was eventually won by Roma, who knocked us out. So we went on to lose the eventual winners. Europa Conference League was won by AZ Alkmaar. And as I take you through the squad, if there's a player you want to check out in more detail, pause the video and you'll be able to see Reyna's 12 goals in the league this season, 18 overall, 6 assists in 54 games. He's grown by 6 overalls to 83. Donyell Marlon up by 5 as well with 21 and 34 in the Bundesliga. Really, really good from him. Gregor Kobel up by 4 as well. Frimpong up by 3. Schulz even grew as well. He had to play a lot of games because of the injury to Guerrero, but actually he was playing a fair few as well during the season. I don't think he'll be here next year, but I like having quite a small squad. So, yeah, I'll see what I decide to do moving into next season. Bellingham played 50 games, 4 ratings growth as well. Schürrle up by 2, Schlotterbeck up by 4, Royce down by 2. Mentioned that might have been his final goodbye. He still scored 17 with 13 assists as well in all competitions. Guerrero hasn't grown, injured of course. We might look to get in a new left back next season. We'll see. Sebastian Haller with only 5 goals in 25 in the Bundesliga. Leaves a lot to be desired in the way of goals, but he was really good in the Deutsche Pokal final. Emre Can hasn't grown. Tielemans up by 1. North, who is out on loan at Frankfurt, actually featured against us in that Deutsche Pokal final. Up by 3 to 78. Dahoud up by 1. Brandt up by 3. Roth up by 2. Adeyemi's gone up by 3 whilst out on loan at Mainz. Played 12 times. Modeste went down by 6. His contract's up at the end of the season, so he's leaving anyway. Collins as well. His contract's up at the end of the season. Bino Gittins up by 4 while starting loan. Ozcan up by 2. Mayer. As I scroll down, where is Mukoko and why has he not played a single game while starting loan? He's grown up by 2 overalls, but he hasn't played for Valladolid. I think that's Valladolid anyway. This season, Fish hasn't played either, but he's up by 5 to 65, and that is our full squad of players. It might look a little bit different, though, next season, by which it's time to jump into season number 2. We've been given 147 million euros to spend in season 2, and if we look at our objectives the board have set for us, as you can see them on the screen there, we've got critical youth development, brand exposure, and domestic success. So they want us to win the Deutsche Pokal and win the Bundesliga. They want us to get 7 clean sheets in away league matches, within 3 seasons sign 4 of the best players in the world, overall 82 plus, and sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years of old with a potential greater than the average overall rating of the players currently in the same position. And continentally, they want us to reach the final of the Champions League. This could be a difficult season. The first signing of season 2 sees Oyarzabal swap Spain for Germany. As part of a swap deal, DJWood goes to Sociedad, and we also paid 34 million euros to bring in Mikel Oyarzabal. He's 85 rated, and the plan is to put Marlon up front, Oyarzabal out on the left this season. Abraham Amos was the player who, unfortunately, we missed out on in our scouting. He went to Mallorca, but we brought him back for £5 million. I said that Royce's time might be over at Dortmund, and he has joined Milan. Milan came calling, so I said, well, you can have Royce if you give us Grimaldo, and we'll also give you another £20 million, or euros rather. And yeah, so we signed Alejandro Grimaldo with Royce going to Milan. The Super Cup is upon us once more, and I know I said I'd play it, but then I realised that depending on how we do in terms of the Deutsche Pokal and the league each year, we're going to have to play this a whole lot of times. So I've actually decided I won't play the Super Cup. So apologies if you wanted to see us lift that. Actually, see us lift the trophy. We have already won it, of course. Won it last year when we simmed that game. But don't worry, we've got loads more trophies that we're going to aim and win, which is the Bundesliga, the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, and we want to do it a few times as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and sim the game and see if we can repeat the heroics last season where we won it. You can see the side is looking very, very good. Unfortunately, though, it's not good enough to win this time around. 3-2, the score to Bayern. Sebastian Haller has left the club for Villa. 56.9 million euros is the deal agreed with Aston Villa, an A from the board. And initially, I was wanting to keep hold of Haller, but when I heard there was interest from Villa, I thought we need to get as much money as we can because there is someone that I want to sign who I didn't quite have enough to be able to buy until now. And that man is one of Germany's brightest talents. Florian Wirtz is in from Leverkusen. 117.5 million euros was the fee that we had to pay Leverkusen. I was trying to get a better deal than this. Now, that is not correct whatsoever. The best possible deal at 96 million euros because I offered 90. They stormed out of the room. I then offered 100. They said absolutely not. They wanted 126 million euros. Eventually, we settled at 117.5. So, no idea what that's saying there with the best possible deal at 96. Starting at the beginning of the transfer window, Oyarzabal joined the club. Then Fernandez also joined from the free agents. We needed some squad depth in centre-back, so that's exactly why we brought him. Fisher went on loan to Cagliari. Schulz has gone to Cologne for 5.7 million euros. Roth has gone out on loan. Amos, who of course joined us for 5 million euros, has gone straight back out on loan to Braga. Grimaldo has joined us for Royce plus 20 million euros. Lotka has left for Hull. May has gone to Bournemouth. Molina was a player I picked up from the free agents, just 16, but 65 overall. I'm intrigued to see how he'll get on as he has gone out on loan as well. Kamara out on loan to Levante. North has gone out on loan to Leicester. I want to see how he progresses whilst at Leicester. Werner has gone out on loan as well. Bino Gittins joining West Ham. Wirtz in for 117.5 million euros. And of course, Haller as well, leaving for 57 million. In terms of the top deal of the window, is it Wirtz? It is indeed. Florian Wirtz to Dortmund is the biggest transfer of this window. Goretzka to Liverpool and Bukayo Saka to Bayern. Don't know how I feel about that. Saka, my favourite player, joining Bayern, and he'll play against us this season. Champions League group draw has been made, and we've got United, Club Brugge, and Galatasaray in Group A. I'll see you in January, where Hopefully we're into the knockout rounds of the Champions League. January of season number 2, and we are second in the Bundesliga. Just 2 points off of the league leaders Leipzig. Bayern struggling down in 5th, but this could be the season for us to win the Bundesliga. We'll have a quick look and see what's going on in the other things that we are in as well. The Deutsche Pokal, what are we looking at here? We are into the quarterfinals against Freiburg. So that is our opponents for the quarters. And as for the Champions League group, we have actually done really well in the Champions League group. We've actually topped it. 5 wins. The only defeat we had was actually to Club Brugge. And it sees us now take on Atletico Madrid in the round of 16. So will we be able to reach a Champions League final in Season 2? 3 games left in the Bundesliga season, and we are 5 points clear of Frankfurt, who sit second. Beat Wolfsburg, and the results for Frankfurt elsewhere goes in our favour, and we are champions of the Bundesliga in Season 2. So, we'll be simming the game, but just in case, I'm going to do it through the sim match bit where you can actually see what goes on during the game, and then I'll jump in right at the end in case we are to lift the title. If not, and we are awaiting to lift it at a later game, then we'll do the same there, and you'll see us lift the Bundesliga title, because from this point now, if we lose it, well, we don't deserve to be champions. 13 minutes left. We're on the attack here. And Florian Wirtz has got a hat-trick. Wirtz has scored 3 as we lead the game 4-3. We were 3-2 down at one point. But in incredible fashion, Florian Wirtz, he's a hat-trick hero. And he might have just given Dortmund a Bundesliga title in this one. I'm going to jump in once it's the last couple of minutes, unless Wolfsburg score again here, because we have to win the game in order to win the league title here. And with 2 minutes to go, let's jump in right here. And we have to remember as well, Frankfurt elsewhere have to have a defeat in their game. Otherwise, the title race will still continue because we can't lift it here. Frimpong finding Bellingham. Bellingham back out to Frimpong. Nice football. Now Giovanni Reina looking for the shots. Gets it away, but the ball trickles out of play, and that should be full-time. Dortmund 4, Wolfsburg 3, the full-time score. Here at the Signal Iduna Park, as Florian Wirtz collects the match ball. Celebrations are not going on, which makes me think the title will have to wait for another match. It's the Champions League semi-final, second leg. The first leg finished 2-2 in Italy against Inter. We're on the verge of a Champions League final in Season 2. Can we get there? Unfortunately, we're missing Florian Wirtz through fitness issues, and you can see that Schürrle and Schlotterbeck also not quite fully fit. As we head into the second leg here, 2-2 the first leg. We need a result. It's a strong Inter Milan side, and what will the result be? 3-1 victory after extra time. Daniel Marlin with 2 and Julian Brandt with 1 means we go to the Champions League final, my friend. We're only in Season 2. And I can confirm as well that we are champions in the Bundesliga. You only play 34 games a season. We play 32. We're 7 clear. There's only 6 points left for Bayern Munich to play for, so they cannot catch us. So we are champions. And we're looking as well to make it a double, as we have the Champions League to play for. And there's full time in the final match of the Bundesliga season. Dortmund are your Bundesliga champions. team of the tournament has been announced following our title win. Kobel is in goal. Grimaldo, Frimpong from Borussia Dortmund into the back four alongside Torre and Klosterman. Oyarzabal, Musiala, Brandt, Almiron, Marlon and Kolo Muani make up the rest of the team. Goalkeeper of the tournament went to Gregor Kobel. To show you the table as well, we did finish 8 points clear of Bayern Munich, so convincing in our title win. Frankfurt down in 3rd, Leipzig 4th, Leverkusen 5th and Wolfsburg in 6th. As I scroll down, you can see where some of the other sides are, and relegated is Arminia Bielefeld and Nuremberg. Stuttgart will play in a playoff to see if they can keep their Bundesliga status. Transfer agreed as Özcan will join PSG once the transfer window opens. He was unhappy at the club due to his lack of playing time. 35.5 million euros is what we got to sell him to PSG. So, yeah, there was not a lot I could do. He wanted the transfer, PSG came calling, so there you go. Just one more game left in Season 2, and it is the Champions League final. Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund from the Olympia Stadion. Who will be crowned champions of Europe? Let's find out. Familiar face in the Barcelona team, Robert Lewandowski, formerly a Dortmund player before his move to Bayern, where he won so much with the German Giants. Well, he starts the game against us today. Here is Oyarzabal looking for an early chance for Borussia Dortmund into the feet of Marlon. What an effort it was by Donyell Marlon, tipped round the post by ter Stegen. He is a phenomenal goalkeeper, by the way. We're going to have to be at our very best to win tonight. Oyarzabal's cross into the box from the corner. Mixing up my words there. Giovanni Reina finds Oyarzabal again. Here is Jude Bellingham, the skipper tonight for Dortmund, looking for the shot. Tielemans picks up the ball. This is a strong start from Borussia Dortmund. Great turn, Marlon again. And this time around, the shot was straight at ter Stegen. It was an easy enough save for Barcelona's number 1. But what a start by Borussia Dortmund. Tielemans with the corner. Bellingham's header. Oh, man, ter Stegen. Ter Stegen. Need I say more? What a season it has been for Borussia Dortmund, who have won the Bundesliga and are looking to add the Champions League to their list of honours. Marlon through here to Florian Wirtz, who looks like he might have been offside. No offside flag goes up though, and it was a big chance for Florian Wirtz and Borussia Dortmund, who are very much knocking on the door to find this opening goal in this Champions League final. But Barcelona have got the quality on the break. Here is Alphonso Davies, left-hand side for Barca, forward to De Jong. De Jong now then is looking for a ball into the box. Can't find it. Good defending by Schürrle. Now Reina forward to Marlon. De Jong's ball forwards. Now finding Ferran Torres. Out wide here to Rafinha. The first time that Barcelona have looked dangerous. Rafinha's ball across. It is not defended. And Ferran Torres claims the opening goal of this game. Barcelona completely against the run of play. Take the lead at the Olympia Stadion. It is heartbreak for Dortmund, whose start has been phenomenal. But ter Stegen has made 3-4 world-class saves. And the look of the bounce here when De Jong's chest finds its way to Ferran Torres. He's the quickest player to react in the box. Kobel tries his best to close down the angle. Torres volleys home. And Barca have an unlikely lead in this Champions League final with the way this first half has gone. Schürrle, Tielemans looking for the ball forward, giving away to Frank Kessie. Rafinha now then has got Barcelona on the ball, but he gives it away to Frimpong. Reina to Marlon. That's a foul, ref. That is a foul, ref. Not given. What is going on? This might go down as one of our most unlucky Champions League finals. Lewandowski into the box. Schlotterbeck will get there. Barca's only shot they took and scored. And it seems like the referee is not wanting to blow for fouls when they are clear fouls. Gomez, for me, didn't get the ball there. And referee said play on. Lewandowski to Rafinha. Rafinha with a strike. It's 2-0 Barcelona. No! Oh, I can't believe we're losing this. I can't believe it. 2 shots, 2 goals. Well, at least we know that we're not going to have it all our way in this video today. If we want to win trophies, it will not be just as simple as reaching finals. We've still got to perform in the finals. And the start we made to the game, I go back to my point, ter Stegen's made some phenomenal saves. If those go in, we are cruising to a victory. Unfortunately not. I'm pretty certain Gregor Kobel has not even made a save yet in this one because Barca's 2 shots they've taken. Here is Reina. Reina for Florian Wirtz. Wirtz with a heavy touch. Why did he take such a bad touch? What was going on? There's no reason why Florian Wirtz there takes a touch like that. And here comes Ferran Torres. There's some games for me that you're destined to lose when you play this game. And I don't want to say it, but I feel like this is one of those moments where you're destined to lose. Wirtz's touch lets us down. He could do that 10 times over, and he would never do a touch as bad as that again. I didn't flick the stick forward for him to take that so far away from his first touch, so I don't know what happened. But then up the other end, Ferran Torres scores. It's 3-0. It's game, set, match. They've scored all 3 of their shots, Barcelona, tonight. Any moment now, that'll be the end of the game. It'll be Barca 3, Dortmund 0. I'm not even going to watch the title celebrations. Apologies to any Barcelona fans. I don't want to see it, quite frankly. I am salty. Don't know how we've lost this 3-0. My mistake. Barcelona had 4 shots, not 3. Still, though, expected goals 1.2. We had 1.1. How was it 3-0? Deutsche Pokal was won by Cologne, beating St. Pauli 3-1 in the final. The relegation playoff was Werder Bremen against Stuttgart, and Werder Bremen won 3-1, so Stuttgart relegated down to the 2nd division, as we will take a look at the UEFA Super Cup. At the start of the season was won by Chelsea in a 2-1 victory over Roma. Champions League, we don't need to remind ourselves of just what happened there. Milan beating Sporting in the Europa League by 1-0. And the Conference League was won by Strasbourg in a 2-1 victory over Besiktas. European Championship currently going on, as I might show you who wins this if I remember to do so. With that being said, let's take a look at our squad into this 2nd season as we move into the 3rd one. There has been some incredible growth, some really, really good growth from key players. Gregor Kobel up by 2 to 91. Bellingham's now 91 as well. Donyell Malen got 34 goals this season, up by 3 to 86. Oyarzabal got 32 as well. He was fantastic in this season. We signed him. Frimpong up by 1. Schiller up by 2. Schlotterbeck up by 2. Tielemans grew by 2 as well. So as I'm scrolling through, if you want to check out a play in more detail, pause the video. Giovanni Reina up by 4. If you're wondering why he hasn't played as many games as we would have liked, he got an injury halfway through the season and he was out for a couple of months. So that's why. But he's up by 4 to 87. Florian Wirtz up by 3 to 87 as well. Karim Adeyemi, whilst out on loan, did play 34 Bundesliga matches for Mainz, scoring 11 goals. He's up by 3 to 81, but I don't think he'll be good enough to come straight back into our starting 11. So we could either look to sell him or loan him out again next season. I'm intrigued to find out how Moukoko's got on, as Abraham Amos is up by 6 to 75. Fischer up by 3 to 69. Molina up by 1. Where is... Well, Bino Gitten's up by 4 as well. 2 growth from North. And where is Moukoko? There he is. Up by 2 to 79. So I think we'll loan Moukoko back out again. Or maybe we'll keep him around. Depends on if we sell Adeyemi or not. As I continue through the list of players, you can see as we got to the bottom there. And that is that for our team, our youth academy as well. This is currently what we're looking at, as we've got a few really good players in here, but I imagine a lot of these players will never play for the club. But anyway, there is our youth academy. Into season 3 we go. Few transfers that were already agreed last season. Guerrero's gone to PSG. Few loan deals happening, and Ozcan as well has gone to PSG. I didn't realise we sold both Guerrero and Ozcan to Paris Saint-Germain, but we have done. He's got an offer here for Bino Gittens, and I am not really looking to sell him. I might loan him out again and wait to see what his growth is like. So I'm going to reject that offer from Cologne. Right, I'll see what we're going to do in this transfer window, and I'll be back with any signings that happen. This was a big call. Youssoufa Moukoko is left. 58.5 million euros. So I'm just going to say, trust me, I really did think about this before I allowed this deal to go through. And there is a reason why, because we needed some money, because there is one player, there's one position I want to strengthen this season, and there's one player I want to play that position, because he plays for Inter. Inter have just signed Harry Kane. He's looking for a move away, and I want him to be our starting striker here at Dortmund. And here he is then, Lautaro Martinez, 130 million euros from Inter Milan. He had an offer from PSG and from us, but he opted to sign for the Champions League runners-up, as we will hopefully be able to take this Dortmund team to the next level. Between him and Malen, goals should flow. It's that time again, the Super Cup. This time, though, we're not facing Bayern, we're facing Cologne. We've won 1, we've lost 1 so far. Can we make it 2 wins from 3? Let's find out as we quick sim the game. We do indeed. A 3-2 victory. Bellingham, Oyarzabal, with a double for Oyarzabal. Quick look at the transfers that we have done then before I see you in January. So, starting with Omen leaving on loan. Ndombele joined for free from the free agents to play as a squad player for us. Molina's gone out on loan. Mayer's gone out on loan. Kamara out on loan. Bino Gitten's out on loan. Fisher out on loan. Martinez came in for 130 million, of course. And he will play alongside Donyell Malen as our striking options. Moukoko left. We'll see how he gets on at Real Betis. 58.5 million euros. Roth has gone out on loan. Amos out on loan. Really excited to see how good he becomes, as Adeyemi's also gone out on loan to Betis. He's already grown by 1 rating as well. Gruber has left for 400,000, and that is all the deals we have done in this transfer window. January the 1st of Season 3, and I'll show you how it's going. We are top of the Bundesliga by 5 points over Hoffenheim, but we almost failed to qualify out of our Champions League group. It was close. We had to win on the final day against Celtic to make sure we got out of the group. So, yeah, very hit and miss across the 6 games. 2 wins, 3 draws, 1 defeat. And that means we will take on Milan in the round of 16. Difficult draw, but we know the Champions League, every team is tough. In terms of the Deutsche Pokal, we'll take on Freiburg, who knocked us out last season. So we're looking to advance past the quarterfinals against them. Bayern take on Werder Bremen, Leipzig against Ingolstadt, Mönchengladbach take on Hoffenheim. We have a chance to win the title away at Bayern because we're 10 points clear. Hoffenheim have played an extra game. Victory in this one, there won't be enough points left to play for in order for us to be caught. But we know that Bayern will probably be a difficult game to win. Having said that, as we quick sim it is a 3-3 draw, which I'm not sure might still even give us the title anyway. So let me just double check that. I don't believe we can be caught. But we've also got PSG. We're at the semi-finals of the Champions League again, and we want to be reaching that final. PSG are the team standing in our way. We got through Lyon in the last round. City and Barcelona, give me the opportunity to get revenge on Barcelona, please. But to get that revenge, we have to beat PSG first. So let's see what the first result's going to be. Oh, no. 3-1 loss at the Signal Iduna Park. We're going to have to go to their place and pull off the spectacular to get through to the final of the Champions League. Just to let you know as well, we are champions. We can't be caught. 9 points left to play for. Hoffenheim can only reach 70 maximum points. So, for the 2nd season in a row, we are Bundesliga champions. But I really wanted to reach another Champions League final. Parc des Princes semi-final. 3-1 first leg to overturn. Can we do it? We cannot. We are beaten 2-1, which means it's 5-2 on aggregate. And unfortunately, there'll be no Champions League final of Season 3 to look forward to. I really wanted revenge on Barcelona, who still are in the competition. We'll see, though, if they make the final. They have made the final in a 3-2 aggregate victory over Manchester City. So PSG and Barcelona will fight it out for the Champions League this season, unfortunately. It may not be the Champions League final we were hoping for, but we do still have a final to look forward to. The Deutsche Pokal, as we take on Bayern Munich to complete a domestic double. Here are the 2 lineups as we go into this one. You might notice Frimpong is not in the side. He's picked up an injury, sadly, so Emre Can will play right back today. But other than that, it is our strongest starting 11. You could say that Malen might get in the team ahead of Martinez. They're both 89 rated now and have shared the game time this year. And I think Malen's actually played more games than Martinez, but we've gone with Martinez up front today. Be interesting to see how Bayern will go about attacking today, knowing that Emre Can is having to play right back. Will they use that to their advantage? Here is Oyarzabal, fine by Lautaro Martinez. Oyarzabal into the area of Bayern Munich! And it might have been a touch off of Manuel Neuer, but he doesn't get enough of a touch. And Mikel Oyarzabal gives Dortmund the lead against Bayern. Forget about how are Bayern going to attack. They need to worry about defending. Bellingham, Dortmund trying to press for their 2nd goal. Bellingham will find Wirtz. Bayern have sent players forwards to try and get back in this. Florian Wirtz across. Martinez is there. Lautaro Martinez surely sinks Bayern Munich and hands Dortmund their 2-goal advantage that should allow them to lift the Deutsche Pokal. Changes for both sides. Carrasco on for Bayern. We have brought on Malen for Oyarzabal as the game is seemingly done. Schürrle out to the left-hand side for Grimaldo. Malen's in front of him. He will play Martinez. Martinez will now play Donyell Malen. It's brilliant football. Donyell Malen! Offside flag's gone up. It won't count. That is so unfortunate. What a finish it was by Malen as well. Bellingham, Marlon. Inside is Martinez. Marlon finds him. Lautaro Martinez to Tielemans, who's played it out wide here for Giovanni Reina. It is a brilliant ball, and Reina's touch is class. He can't find a finish, though, because Neuer's got there. But then Florian Wirtz is quickest to get to the rebound, making it 3-0 Dortmund. It looks like we've conquered Germany, but now we've just got to conquer the rest of Europe and win the Champions League. We've got back-to-back Bundesliga titles, and we've got 2 Deutsche Pokal titles in 3 years. We missed out last year. We didn't reach the final after being knocked out by Freiburg, but we just need that Champions League trophy now. And if I'm being honest, I don't really know how I can strengthen the team going into next season to be able to win the Champions League. The squad we've got is unbelievable. Sometimes, though, you just don't find the luck when you need it in terms of the games to get there. But there is full time. We'll quickly see us lift the trophy. We won't go too much into it because we've already seen this once before. And then we get into Season 4. My plan was to do about 5 seasons. And in that 5 seasons, win the Champions League. So, yeah, still got 2 more to try and do it. We were 10 points clear of Bayern, who finished second in the Bundesliga as we went on to lift it once more. Relegated to the second tier, Cologne, Darmstadt and Augsburg play in the relegation playoff, which is yet to be played. It's played on the 9th of June. And Stuttgart, surprisingly, are the team who are playing in this to come back up to the Bundesliga. They were relegated through the playoffs last season. The Deutsche Pokal was won by us, of course. Who went on to lift the Champions League? That was PSG on penalty. So Barcelona had an opportunity to win back-to-back Champions League trophies, unable to do it because PSG managed to win the penalty shootout. The Europa League went to Porto in a 2-1 victory over Sporting CP, an all-Portuguese final in that one. And the Conference League was won by Real Betis against Feyenoord by 4-1. And it is Stuttgart who returned to the Bundesliga after their victory over Augsburg. I mentioned it at the end of that Deutsche Pokal final, but I don't really know how to strengthen this team next season to really mount a push for the Champions League trophy. I mean, look at Mikel Oyarzabal. 29 goals in 34 Bundesliga games from left wing. He's not even playing as a striker, and he's got that goal return. That is incredible. Schlotterbeck's up by 1 as well, and as I say, I don't know how I'm going to strengthen. Maybe fullback is an area we could look at strengthening, but on the whole, this team is phenomenal. And maybe a centre mid where Tielemans is, but we'll see. Florian Wirtz up by 2 to 90. Donyell Marlon as well in the goals once more. I said him and Martinez have been sharing the game time, and that is how it's gone. Marlon's up by 3, though, to 89. And Martinez hasn't grown in overall, sadly, this season, but yeah, still pretty good. Bino Gittins is out on loan for 2 years. He's already grown by 3 while starting loan at Atalanta in the first season, but he spends next year there again. North is still here, but we are yet to sell him, as Fisher as well has grown by 3. I was hoping to get him out on loan this year, wasn't able to do so. Karim Adeyemi's up by 2 while starting loan at Betis. I want to say he's also out on loan for 2 years. He is. He's out on a 2-year loan, so he won't return yet. So we'll have to see what he's like when he does return. What screen was I on previously? I'm not entirely sure. It was a stats one, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Amos up by 4 to 79. Roth up by 1. Johnson up by 3. Fisher up by 5. And as we get towards the bottom of the list of players, that is how our squad is looking at the end of Season 3. So now we go to Season 4. And Champions League or nothing, essentially. I feel like if I don't win the Champions League next year, we might get sacked. So welcome to Season 4, my friends. I'm not really planning on making any big signings unless something comes up. I'll see you in January. If we do make a big signing, then of course I'll show you that as and when we make it happen. I don't actually like using the free agents for this exact reason, because you get players like this who are unbelievable. But part of me wants to sign him just to see if he can reach 99. I might do it. First signing of the window sees Julian Brandt and 30 million euros go to Barcelona to sign Frankie de Jong. As he had an expiring contract at the end of the season, I wanted to sign him, and unfortunately I didn't have enough money, so he had to use a player as part of the deal. And Barca were interested in signing Brandt, so it made sense. And he does move straight into partner Bellingham in our midfield, and that means all 3 of our midfielders now are above 90 overall. And also, Rafael Moulin is in. We're paying him 40,000 a week, I think. Next to nothing, as I don't know what he's doing in the free agents. Say it every time. It is ridiculous, some of the deals you can get in the free agents, which is one of the reasons why usually I don't use the free agents, but I just want to see how good these two actually are and see if we can actually make them even better. Plus, my thought process is that if I don't get them, someone is going to, and then that's going to wind me up if eventually we play against them and they score. May as well show you the transfers now because I don't plan on doing any more in the transfer market. So, Frankie de Jong joined, Moulin joined, Ruiz joined, North has gone to Napoli, Samras has gone to Hellas Verona, Ishikawa has gone to Inter Milan, Maya has gone to Celtic on loan, and that is the deals that we have done. The biggest deal of the window, though, is, I realise I've not shown you these for a few seasons, De Jong to us, Brahim Diaz to Man City, and Zubimendi to PSG. Still a bit left in the transfer window, though, so that could change. And with that, I'll see you in January. Halfway through Season 4, and we are second at the moment. We've had too many draws for my liking. 17 games, 6 of those have been draws, just the 1 defeat. We're 2 behind Leipzig. Still very much in the title race, though. As far as the Champions League goes, we are through the group. And we are through the group, as you can see, as group winners over Benfica. 2 defeats, though. One of those coming to Benfica, who are a pretty good side at this point in time. And we will face AS Monaco in the round of 16. So, by all accounts, I don't want to speak too soon, but we should be through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We are a better side on paper than Monaco. The disappointment, however, is that we are not in the Deutsche Pokal quarterfinals. We were beaten in round 3. No, round 2, was it? Round 3? Round 2? Round 2 by Mönchengladbach, 3-2. I knew we were beaten by Gladbach, but yeah, so no Deutsche Pokal final this season for us. Well, we paid 130 million euros for Lautaro Martinez, and we've just had a deal negotiated with Real Madrid for 195 million euros. If he goes, then that's okay, because Donyell Malen is 90 overall at this point, so could easily jump in to replace him. However, you might remember a certain Norwegian who previously played at Borussia Dortmund, and could we bring him back here again? Welcome back, Haaland, to Borussia Dortmund. Can you be the one to fire us to Champions League glory? I certainly hope so. And usually I don't like doing business in January. I like to do most of my transfers in the summer. But we weren't expecting Lautaro Martinez to leave. So now that that's done, it means we go out, we pick up Haaland, get him on the complete striker to improve his weak foot. He actually still has room to grow as well, as you can see. 47 weeks apparently, and he'll reach 95 rated. Once again, back at the Champions League semi-finals. Leverkusen Milan are the other teams left in this. We take on Spurs for a place in the final. We got through against Liverpool 2-1 on aggregate. Barcelona, by the way, were knocked out in the round of 16 to Bayer Leverkusen as we beat Monaco 7-2 on aggregate. So please, can we just reach the final? I want to win the Champions League. If I don't do it in 5 seasons, that'll be a disappointment, because I had this idea that we'd win it within 5 seasons. I honestly thought we'd do it quicker than we potentially will have if we can get through to the final here. First leg up first. The team is there, and we are going to win the game 4-2. Get in. Right, back at the Signal Iduna Park. We should be through to the final. 4-2 so far the lead, 2-goal advantage. And also, we have almost won the league. Pretty much a draw, and we've done it against Wolfsburg here. I won't be showing you the title lift this time around, because this will be the 3rd time we've done it, and you've already seen it, as we get a manager award for Manager of the Month. I also won Manager of the Year. I won that in January, just forgot to show you. So yeah, we are Manager of the Year. As you will quick sim this one as well, against Wolfsburg, a 3-2 victory, which sees us crowned champions for the 3rd season running. Second leg against Spurs, 4-2 the first game, 2-2 the second, 6-4 aggregate win. We are into the Champions League final in Season 4. Heartbreaking Season 2 when we were beaten by Barca. Can we lift the Champions League on the 2nd time of asking as Dortmund manager? And there is confirmation of our Bundesliga win. 3 defeats, 8 draws, 23 wins. We were ahead of Leipzig by 9 points. The Champions League final has been made, and it is Dortmund against Milan to see who will be crowned Champions League winners. Milan beating Leverkusen 6-5 on aggregate. So both semi-finals had goals. You'd imagine the final will follow suit, or will it? Mate, look at Oyarzabal. 34 in 34 in the Bundesliga, 11 in 12 in the Champions League. If you lovely people are looking for a player to sign in your career modes, look no further than Mikel Oyarzabal. He has been unbelievable for us. What a season again. Here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. Champions League final. Grimaldo, Bellingham, now De Jong. De Jong here for Dortmund, finding Frimpong. Frimpong's over on the right-hand side. He looks for the cross. Hermoso blocks behind. Milan were led out by Sandro Tonali. Dortmund led out by Jude Bellingham. One of those two tonight. The captains will lift the Champions League trophy. De Jong's corner, looking for the head of Giovanni Reina. It's with Florian Wirtz here, who can play Schlotterbeck. Wirtz is still in a good position to receive the ball here. Now he finds Reina. Lovely. Reina. Haaland! Got to be, and it's not. Don't do this again. Don't say we're going to have chances and then we are going to lose the game, because that was what happened against Barcelona. De Jong again, looking for Haaland, who has somewhat come away with the ball. Reina, Frimpong on the overlap. Frimpong's ball in, looking for Haaland, away. Dortmund piling pressure on, but we saw this against Barca. Also, for any of you lovely people wondering why Erling Haaland is wearing the number 15 shirt for Dortmund, that's my bad. I forgot to give him the number 9 shirt, so that's why. It's not like I chose for him to wear number 15, but yeah, he should have given Dortmund a lead here in this one. Salamiekka's trying to turn away and look for the pass to De Ketelaere, which he does fine, and Gregor Kobel with the first save of the game for Borussia Dortmund. So now, a chance for both sides. Now I feel a little bit less frustrated by the fact that we weren't able to take the lead moments ago, because at least Kobel has made a save now from Milan. Aouar's ball forwards towards Tonali. Tonali looking for a chance, goes back, and De Ketelaere's in the box! Kobel with a save again. Milan now beginning to put a bit of pressure onto Dortmund. Very open final so far. Tonali's corner. Rafa Leao's header tipped over by Gregor Kobel. Dortmund substitution. Giovanni Reina off. Donyell Malen on to play left wing as we look to try and find a way in front in the game. That's poor, but Milan almost have it back. Aouar made a mistake initially. He won it straight back, but gave away the throw. Here is Jude Bellingham then, getting Malen on the ball for the first time since his arrival into this game. Haaland on the turn, brilliant. Wirtz, look at the space. Oh, Wirtz has got to get the ball better. In fact, he has found De Jong though. Frankie De Jong! Milan, what has just happened? Milan's defence open up. Dortmund take advantage. And it's Frankie De Jong, the man who beat us playing for Barcelona 2 years ago, is the man who puts us in front in the Champions League final of 2026. But where were Milan's defence there? That has to be asked. Maignan had no protection in front of him. De Jong was never going to miss 1v1. And the 4 seasons have been building up to this moment. Maybe it was too early in Season 2 for us to lift the trophy, but it's certainly not too early in Season 4 now, as we take a huge advantage by a goal to nil. Fabio Vieira for Milan, who have had their moments and caused us problems, and you imagine will continue to do so. Leonard here, looking for a ball out wide. He will find Diego Dalot. Dalot into the area. Grimaldo's defence is good. Now Malen to take Dortmund forward. Donyell Malen has got Haaland making a move. He looked to play the ball to feet to Haaland, and Haaland had already set off with the run. Here is Leonard inside the area. Milan still looking. Diego Dalot now back. Here is Vieira. Vieira to Tonali. Tonali to Aouar, and Kobel with a save. Our goalkeeper has been heroic tonight. Malen. Haaland. Breakaways on for Dortmund from the corner. Milan are caught. Haaland is bearing down on the Milan goal. He's got Malen to his left, and he selflessly lays it across. And that is Dortmund, who will be your Champions League champions of 2026. 8 minutes to go until the end of this one, and Dortmund will get their hands on the illustrious Champions League trophy. Jude Bellingham, the skipper, will be able to lift it. Aouar's gone a long way through. How has Kobel denied him? It was far too easy from Dortmund's perspective to allow Aouar to get in, but when he does, Gregor Kobel again. Tremendous. I said tremendous for the Mike Maignan save. Well, Kobel's done one of his own. 4 minutes to go, and the sight of Jude Bellingham lifting this trophy in the Champions League is going to be magical. Haaland is brilliant here as he's now into the area. Haaland to finish it. Maignan again. It's just not been Erling Haaland's day in front of goal in terms of him finding the finish, but he did set up Malen's goal, so we won't be complaining because we are still going to win the game here. Frenkie de Jong's corner. Oyarzabal the target. It's away, and it's picked up by Schlotterbeck. Back out for Frenkie de Jong, who again will get another chance to lift the ball in. He goes deeper this time towards Marlon. It's maybe picked up by Wirtz. It is picked up by Wirtz! And it should have been 3. I said our goalkeeper's had his day. Well, Mike Maignan been brilliant as well. It's another corner, and it's corner after corner, but as soon as this is done, it will be it. Away it goes. Wirtz picks it up again, going for another strike. That's the end of this one. Dortmund are 2026 Champions League winners. The quest was to take Dortmund to becoming the best team in world football. And now with that victory, we have won every trophy that we had on offer, aside from, of course, the Europa League or the Conference League. But we wanted the Champions League the most, and we've got it. And that, my friends, is where we will bring today's video to a close. We have taken Dortmund and turned them into the best team in world football. If you watched to the very end, you're a legend. It's probably been quite a long video today. With that being said, a lot of time and a lot of effort went into making this video, so I would really appreciate it if you did enjoy leaving a like rating down below, because it really does help pushing the video out to new viewers. If we could go for 1,000 likes, that would be awesome. And if you want to see me do this again in the future with one of your suggestions, leave me a comment down below of a team that you want me to see take over as manager and turn them into the best team in world football. I really hope you've enjoyed this. It's a rebuild type video, but not quite a rebuild. It was just me playing career mode, having some fun. So before we go today, let's take a look at our final team. The legends that brought myself a Champions League trophy and Dortmund a Champions League trophy as well. Not the first for the club, but the first for me as manager. Gregor Kobel, 93 rated now. Sensational. But there's one player. I showed you him before. We have to talk about him very quickly. And that player, my friends, is none other than Mikel Oyarzabal, who got 34 in 34 in the Bundesliga. Sensational. As I scroll down the list of players, you can see how well they got on, how they grew. Jude Bellingham, captain, winning captain of a Champions League at just 22 years of age, is an incredible feat. What a player he is. There was a few players that I did want to try and get involved, the likes of Jamie Bino Gittens, but unfortunately, as we have completed our quest to turn Dortmund into the best team in the world, he wasn't quite good enough for the team just yet, but I imagine in the future he would be. So too, as I get down to the bottom part of this list, Karim Adeyemi, Amos as well. And yeah, so there was some really good talent coming through the ranks, and I'm sure for years to come, Dortmund will be quite the side to be worrying about in terms of the Champions League. One last thing to look at, and that is our manager overall stats, which we stand 218 games played, 150 wins, 34 draws, 34 defeats, 3 league titles, 2 domestic cups, and a continental cup as well. So that is that. We won the Super Cup, the one in Germany as well. That doesn't count for some reason towards these. But what a trophy haul we have got as manager. Until next time, my friends, a huge thank you for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day and a fantastic evening. Stay safe, look after each other. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. Until the next video, I will catch you all again very soon. Adios!